you think hot dogs aren't just made for eating, they're also made for putting in your butt, you've come to the right podcast. Welcome to the Hot Dog Podcast. I'm the delicious Nicolicious.
I'm Rob Dog. Hey, guys, I eat hot dogs with my butt as well, so.
I eat them with my mouth.
That's the only way to eat them.
With my butt.
If they don't want you to eat them with their butt, they wouldn't be shaped like penises.
How they, yeah, that business meeting where they said, you know, what they want a wiener to look like.
Like a hot dog?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's like, we need bologna, but put it in a phallic form.
There was bologna in my fridge today, and I was kind of at the bottom of the barrel, so I made a little bologna and cheese fold up on hand.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. It's that white trash sandwich. I love that shit.
It went on down pretty easy.
Yeah.
I burped up a mystery flavor a little while after that, but I lived to tell the story. I'm going to tell you guys a real story. It's about our new Patreon subscribers.
Oh.
We got a new fella by the name of Wyatt Butts.
Oh.
That is a kinky fucking name, Wyatt. Thanks, buddy, for joining us here.
Hell yeah, thank you very much. Next, we got Austin Volkman, a.k.a. Dirty Dan.
Oh, Double D, Dirty Dan. He's got some fat-ass taters on him. Man.
Oh, sure does.
Know it. How about Gabby Sucks a Mean Johnson?
Ooh.
How exciting for Gabby.
Is that her name or is that a declaration?
Yeah, man or woman, if you can really just give good head, you can do a lot of really good things in life.
Sure can.
You can find yourself in a lot of positive predicaments.
And next we got Christopher Williams. Thank you very much. Williams.
C-Dub. Thanks, bud. How about Slippery Nick? No relation to Slippery Dick, who's actually the pet name I use for my penis. Speaking of my penis, I do have a penis story for you as soon as we're done here shouting these out. But thanks, Slippery Nick.
Hell yeah. Next we got Big Chicken Choker. Thank you very much.
You think that's me, or you think that's somebody else?
Could be.
Possibly me. Big old chicken choker.
Could be.
I'm the chicken bandit. I'm the chicken choking bandit. Ricardo Silva. What a nice, sleek, svelte name. Beautiful, beautiful fella. Saw a picture of him. He looks like dog meat, but I just want to kind of build him up a little bit.
Hell yeah.
Nonetheless. Had to make a quick pit stop there for a second, but we're good now.
Shit stop.
Skid mark.
All right.
You pay attention to the media today about the UFOs and shit, man?
No, I've seen people on Facebook. Whenever I got home, because I did a long day of work today, I saw people talking about it, but I have no idea what's going on.
There's a government. I love people that can't pronounce their R's correctly.
He's widowy doing the gwitty.
He's willowy doing the gwitty.
Doing the gwitty.
Now, there was a former government employee, he's a whistleblower now.
Nice.
And he's coordinated with a government a news agency that blew the top off another UFO story in 2017. I can't remember which one it was.
Okay.
It was a credible story. I don't know off the top of my head, but he makes claims and he has people that back him up that say the government, defense contractors, and foreign entities have in their possession pieces of extraterrestrial vehicles.
Hell yeah.
Not of this world. They have pieces of crafts and they have whole entire crafts that are not from this world in their possession that they've actually been hiding from the U.S. Senate, I believe. And even the Senate doesn't know about these vehicles that exist. If you just type in, what I did today is I went to Google, I typed in UFO and then hit the news tab, and it's one of the top trending news stories.
Oh, shit.
Where it is, without a shadow of a doubt, confirmed that the U.S. government has in their possession.
So what did you say the background was on the whistleblower?
Let me find out real quick.
I'm just curious.
Let me just look up this article real quick, and we can make a little bit better of an idea of it. The past 6 years have been a roller coaster for the ET-minded in America. In 2017, the New York Times revealed that former Senator Harry Reid had previously snuck away $22 million in defense funding to investigate UFOs. But a new report from Leslie Keene and Ralph Blumenthal, part of the team that broke the Times story in 2017, gives hope to the alien optimist. On the science website, The Debrief, the pair described the story of a defense intelligence whistleblower who has alleged that the intelligence community is hiding classified evidence of, quote, intact and partially intact craft of non-human origin.
Okay.
Yeah. The whistleblower, David Charles Grush, and he put his name out there and everything, claims in a complaint that the Pentagon, other nations, and defense contractors have recovered fragments of exotic origin, non-human intelligence, whether extraterrestrial or unknown origin, based on the vehicle morphologies and material science testing and the possession of unique atomic arrangements and radiological signatures. Gruch goes on to state that the material includes intact and partially intact vehicles. And there's a pretty long... the Debrief has a really good article about everything that this whistleblower is kind of putting out there.
Oh, shit.
So they got fucking...
Hell yeah, dude.
Just like we thought.
I love it, man. This is fun.
We got UFOs.
Hell yeah.
Now the hairy part about this now is they are hiding it from the Senate.
Mm-hmm.
Now the Senate, they want to know everything.
Sure.
They put together these investigative committees, and they have all these officials that do these investigations that get to the bottom of this stuff, allegedly.
I mean, what really are they going to do besides sweep it under the rug still? I mean,
it depends on what technological advances there are, I guess, in partnership with these recovered crafts and these recovered vehicles they claim, that this guy claims that we have in our possession. Well, not we, but certain entities of the government, certain defense contractors, and certain foreign governments. It'll be interesting to see, and I haven't had much time to devote to towards it.
Yeah, I mean, they could trust us with those things. just tell us. Let us know.
Yeah, wait till one day one of these people want to break their story on our show.
If you're the whistleblower, send us an email at Podcast.
I'd love nothing more, man. Did you read that email I sent you? Get a chance to take a look at that?
When did you send it to me?
Yesterday.
Did you email it to me?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I didn't. I don't ever check my email. Okay. My bad.
There's a guy that listens to the show, a big fan, and his dad is one of the biggest. He's one of the abortion Holocaust. He's part of that movement. He's like the head of that movement. But his dad is a pro-lifer that's done all kinds of protests and been arrested hundreds of times, and he's been in these anti-abortion demonstrations all over the world. He's part of this big Christian movement, but then also he's done some really dirty shit that his son that wrote us actually worked in partnership with the FBI, got his dad convicted for like tax evasion and defrauding the health system and some other stuff, and he's supposed to be this big Christian preacher guy. But his fucking son helped nail him to the wall over all this anti-abortion stuff. This fella, I got his phone number. I'm gonna call him or text him here soon, but I'm gonna have him on the show.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, he's got all kinds of pictures and videos of all these demonstrations over the years, and he said, talk to us about everything he went through with the FBI and turning his dad in and everything. There's that abortion Holocaust, whatever. There's a lot to unpack there as well. It'd be a pretty good topic, man.
Yeah, that sounds.
But to have someone that was right there in the middle of the storm.
That's great. That's good stuff.
He wants to. He sent his phone number over today, so.
Hell yeah.
He's gonna get a call from a 937 area code.
Yeah, I'm totally interested.
That's bros incoming.
That's fun.
Coming in, yeah. Now, we skipped over this one last week, but I feel like it's no better time than the present. Talk about this. It is that time of the year. Senior pranks are just running wild, man.
Oh, yeah.
The North Carolina School District is investigating a senior prank at Williams High School in Burlington, which caused over $4,000 in damages. The school system says students gained entry overnight and poured cement into the toilets and urinals. Oh, my God. Alamance Burlington School System says Williamson was not its only school that suffered damages. Maintenance crews are cleaning up overturned desks, damaged lockers, graffiti, eggs, and trash at several other high schools. Other acts of vandalism were also reported across the district. We believe in celebrating milestones in a responsible and respectful way without crossing the line and causing harm or damage. I second that. Dumping cement in the shitters. That's like some fucking pissed off tenant kind of stuff. You know,
that's rough,
landlords kicking you out.
Yeah, that fucks up everything.
Kind of did you dirty over the years.
Uh-huh.
Time for some quickcrete to go in them fucking pipes, buddy.
Oof, that's rough.
Yeah, man. For our senior prank, we fucked the locks up on the school, and we took the screws out of the stage, so it fell down. Other than that, none of the concrete and the toilet stuff.
Right.
Nothing like that, man. It's just...
I'm surprised it was only that much money worth of damage.
Price of shit's going down.
I guess so.
Inflation, while it is still here, price of some stuff's going down a little bit.
Yeah.
Price of lumber's going down.
Do you think, like, with them dumping cement down there, that it could have, like, fossilized any old turd stuck in the tank? Somebody's gonna be breaking up concrete in, like, a decade from now. It's gonna be like hunks of fossilized turd.
Yeah, man. I'm not sure how poop reacts to concrete. I've seen a lot of wild shit on TikTok, but nothing like cast moldings of a turd yet.
If shit gets fossilized in lava, I mean, I can only imagine that in concrete it would do the same.
It would have to, man.
Yeah.
Today my wife was stretched back in the recliner, and I just kind of do this thing where I tower over her and try and intimidate her.
Yeah. Naturally.
Yeah. And I'm wearing some gym shorts, some sweat gym shorts. And I was towering over, and she stuck her hand up my pant leg.
Mm-hmm.
And these underwear I'm wearing they're kind of in between boxer briefs and boxers, so they're a little loose.
Yeah. And
her hand went all the way straight to my bare dick.
Not your human dick, your bear dick.
Yeah, I've got a bear dick. It's panda bear dick. And she said, "Oh my God." And then she kept touching it. And I said, "God damn, baby girl, what's up?"
You trying to catch this thing?
Roll on back here. Roll on back. And we had to eat dinner or whatever. And then later on, I was in the hallway in the medicine cabinet looking for some headache medicine because I had a headache. And she was in the bathroom, and she said, "Before you go down and record the show, will you put on some underwear?" And I said, "No, absolutely." Which, kind of grossed her out.
Yeah.
Grosses her out if I'm not wearing underwear. He wants me to represent our family in a positive manner, which I respect that, whatever.
I respect that.
And she said, "Nicholas, please put on underwear. That's gross." And I said, "No." And I was I already had underwear on.
Yeah.
And so I was just kind of messing with her. And she said, "If I come out of this bathroom and you're not wearing underwear, I'm going to grab a hold of your sack. I'm going to rip it off your body." And I said, "Come on with it then." And she came out.
Yeah.
Then she stuck her hand up my shorts again. right through the baggy underwear and grabbed a hold of my genitals. And she pulled my sack a good 3 or 4 feet away from my body. I was squealing.
Grab his dick and twist it. The old dick twist.
And I finally said, "Fucking goddamn." I knock her. She was latched on like a pit bull. I knock her off.
We think she would have done if you'd have came.
I did. Yeah. And then I pulled my underwear down, or I pulled my shorts down a little bit and showed her my underwear. And she's like, "Oh my God, what's wrong with them?" I said, "I was wearing underwear when you stuck them up there earlier too. They're a little baggy."
Yeah.
But I almost had to sacrifice my sack. I detached it from my body, man.
Oh man, that's rough.
God, she's gonna have to follow up on that later. There's no way I'm getting kind of that rough play.
Yeah.
Now, and then she doesn't get to finish writing that chapter of the book later on.
Very true, man.
You know me?
Yep. Gotta milk it like an udder.
Here's a brief pause for a word from a few of our Milky Udder sponsors. That was good. Those were good ads right there.
Good milk.
The ads went up a lot the other day.
Finally.
They were really fucking bad.
So I said finally.
Jesus, man. Working for free out here.
I know, right?
That's all right.
Minimum wage podcasters.
We love you guys. We're here anyways.
Yeah.
Nothing wets our whistle better than a good old fashioned true crime banger. little slobber knocker.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's what we got today. And this is
Good.
the time that you and I remember very vividly. I'll say I do. Our story begins in the vibrant city of New Orleans.
Oh, hell yeah.
Beignets, rice and beans, dirty rice and beans.
Oh, yeah. Love that place. Dirty.
Oh, man.
It's nice. Good food. Really good food. Good
People,
culture.
Men showing their breasts in exchange for beads.
Mm-hmm.
They got it all down there. It's a place known for its music culture and, occasional supernatural occurrences.
Yep.
We've got fucking UFOs. We know that.
That's right.
It's haunted as shit down there in New Orleans.
You got them hillbilly aliens.
Cajun. Those Creole fucking ghosts.
Yeah, they come down with a fucking shrunken head on their necks and shit.
In 2006, something truly bizarre happened that had the whole city scratching their heads. In 2006, you may remember, we'll get to there in just a second, but Zack Bowen, he was born May 15th, 1978 in old Bakersfield, California, CA, baby.
Hell yeah. Home of corn.
Oh, yeah. Far away from me. All day, I do about sex all day. Remember we went and saw them live and he did the entire show from a fucking wheelchair because he just had COVID?
He had like this fucking throne. He's on a wheelchair.
You could tell he was hurting, dude.
He's fucking sitting down there. He was like,
you could tell he was in bad shape.
Dude, he was hurting, man.
But he gave it his all, man.
Yeah, I felt bad for him.
Yeah, buddy. That was right, dude. That was the fucking, that's when COVID was hot. Dog.
Yeah, dude, it still existed.
Everybody was sick. So let's go to a rock concert.
Fucking double vaxxed up in the middle of a cornfield.
Yep. Man. Yeah, but Zack Bowen was he had a pretty normal childhood. You know, he's one of those guys that when he was growing up, he really struggled with letting people down.
No.
Not necessarily the act of, he was always doing something to let them down, but it really bothered him when he did let people down. And it really stuck with him, and he got emotional over a lot of this stuff. He was always troubled by what others thought of him and how they perceived him.
Oh.
Speaking of that, did you see our buddy posted on Facebook today that he was featured in a group of women?
Yes, I did see that. Like, don't date this guy.
There's a Facebook group out there that talks about men you shouldn't date, and he was featured in that. Fucking nicest guy in the world, you know, a real sweetheart.
Yeah.
And all it takes is one nasty bitch.
We have this one friend, and she posted the other day on Facebook. She was like, I just be getting bored sometimes. I just want to comment on these. Are you dating my boyfriend or are you dating my significant other posts and just say yes? And I was like, I commented on it and said, please do.
Yeah,
and then like an hour later, she said, someone posted something and she said, I've been seeing him every single night this week. And the person commented back and was like, how in the world is he doing this? Like, fuck yeah. Stir the pot, baby girl. I love it.
Oh, man.
It's so funny. Sorry if you're really in one of those groups and take it seriously, but
I hate that you like that.
That's a thing?
That is a thing, man.
Yeah.
That's worrisome.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
That's wild.
As things progressed, as he got older, he just fell deeper and deeper into depression, really feeling like his life was pointless. But with that darkness, that deep, dark place that he had found himself, he decided a fresh start was ultimately just what he needed. And at the time, he was living in Sacramento, California, which I was there last year, not too long ago, and just mountains of trash and poop on every corner, so I wouldn't want to live there either.
Beautiful California.
Yeah. He was living there with his mom, but his dad lived on the other side of the country in New Orleans.
Hell yeah.
And this was possibly the fresh start that he so desperately required. So he left his mom in Sacramento and he went to live with his dad when he was around 16 years old. He finished high school and he embarked on a new career when he was 18 years old as a bartender.
Okay.
Every time I think about a bartender, I like to think Kevin James from King of Queens when he talks about his bartending job, or kind of that what was that bartender movie with Tom Cruise? Man. You know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about, but
Tom Cruise bartender movie. We don't know anything.
Cocktail.
Yep. That's what I love in my tail.
Tailpipe. Cock in the old tailpipe.
While tending bar on Bourbon Street, a lot of money to be made there, buddy, if you're a good bartender. Zack met 28-year-old Lana Shupak.
Oh, yeah, what a good name.
10 years his elder.
Ooh.
10 years older than his. She was a fucking cougar, dude. She was...
Love it.
She was a diaper sniper.
Good for them, both of them.
She was looking for a young bull. Now, Lana had she had a career of her own. She was a ghetto ballerina. She was a stripper. She was up there, grinding up on that pole, making that money, making that Skrilla.
Throwing that thing in a circle.
Dragging that puss across the stage like an old stinky snail. Getting them boys bands to make them dance.
That's how you do it, man. I'd do it.
Hell yeah, dude. When I used to work at the strip club, there was this guy that came in one time, and I used to work in front of the strip club, and I'd pat dudes down, check their IDs, make them put their weed back in the car and shit. And it was an urban strip club. And when I was the only white dude there. Yeah. And when white guys would come in, usually out-of-towners, they would come to the door to come in, and I'd say, hey, listen, brother, no offense. I don't know if this place is what you're looking for. I would always say, you and me are the only white people here. And some of these business dudes would come in and they would be like, oh, okay, thanks for letting me know. We'll probably go someplace else. If you're looking for a certain strip club, this is back, Google reviews wasn't too much of a thing. I was just trying to keep them from maybe putting themselves in a situation because it was a bad place.
That place was really bad.
It was a bad place.
Really bad. Lots of people got shot there.
And at one time, this white dude came up and he had a sideways ball cap, gold teeth. He looked the part, man. I said, just so you know, homie, this is an urban club. Just you and me are gonna be the only the two people with the only
lacking the melanin.
Yeah, and he said, man, bro, what the fuck you talk about? You act like I ain't got no money. I said, I didn't say that. I just want to make sure you're good. I'm good. I'll walk in, make sure you're okay. And then he pulled his money out of his pocket and he started counting it, and he dropped $100 bill and didn't realize it. And he put his money back in his pocket. He's like, you know what? Fuck this place. I said, you're right. And he turned around and he started to walk to his car, and I put my foot on top of the $100 bill.
Good job.
And it was like I pushed a fucking button, dude, because as soon as I put my foot on the $100 bill, the heavens just opened up. It started pouring rain, thunder, and lightning. And this dude made it all the way to his car and came back. He said, hey, man, I dropped a $100 bill. And I started looking, meanwhile, I didn't want to reach down and pick it up. And I didn't want to step off of it because I didn't want him to see me take it.
Yeah.
So I said, dude, I don't know where it's at. Meanwhile, it is like, it is pouring rain. I'm getting soaked. This guy stood out there in the pouring rain on his hands and knees, turning over landscaping blocks, digging through trash, piles of leaves, looking for this $100 bill for probably a good 20 or 30 minutes.
Damn.
And I just stood there like the Statue of Liberty with my foot on top of this $100 bill. Dude, I was broke, poor. I didn't have any fucking money. I needed that shit to feed pizza to my family. You
didn't need it for strip clubs. You needed to feed your fucking kids.
Yeah, man. And he finally left, and I picked up that $100 bill and I went inside. And the owner, he was a cool dude. He's like, "What's up, dude? Why are you so wet?" I said, "There's a guy out there that dropped a $100 bill, and I was standing on it, and I wanted it, and I had to wait for him to leave." He said, "Next time just come inside and tell me you need $100, dude." All right, I got you. I was soaked, dude. I was squishy when I was walking.
Oh, dude, that's rough, man. That's the worst ever. Like wet shoes. Oh, dude, I can't do it. It's so
boots,
bad. Yeah, wet boots are awful.
It was only 10 after 10. My shift was 10 to 4 or something.
Oh,
like that.
God. That's brutal.
I was soggy all night.
Oh, man.
And I had to, at the end of the night, I have to walk the girls to their cars,
right,
with their money, and they would fucking wear their shoes out that they would work in, which never made any sense to me. So I would hold them up and walk them to their car and put them in their car and go back in. I fucking hated all. They were all awful. They're just awful humans. I hated
shitty people.
But still, I was nice to them and whatever. And that night, they would all go to like lock my arm and be like, God damn, because I'd be all wet. Like, you sweating. You sweating, boy. No, I'm not. That's rainwater, baby. That's Mother Nature. Yeah, it was an interesting night at the old men's club that night. So after Zack met Lana, they hit it off really fast. She was from Florida, and I didn't know this, but statistically, 97% of women from Florida are actually strippers. And that's just a sad fact that I was reading about.
It's a statistic that I can validate.
Yeah. They hit it off, and they started to date right away after meeting one another, and they were falling madly in love. But, just like kids do, kids get to dating like that, and they just start fuck-a-lucking like rabbits.
Naturally.
Cramming their pee-pees into each other, just doing all kinds of nasty stuff. And you know what happens when you get to fucking bareback style? Like,
yep.
People end up pregnant.
Start reproducing.
Yeah, man. Making humans.
Yep.
That's what you and I are in the business of. Creating humans.
Yep.
6 between the two of us.
Yep. We're all about pleasure, man.
We got enough.
We're all about pleasure.
Love coming, dude.
It fucking feels good.
Fuck.
You ever cummed before? That fucking shit feels good.
I remember the first time I come, dude. Fucking wild.
I thought I was dying. I swear to God, I did. I don't know if I told the story before.
Like, God damn, how do I make it do that again? Little did I know I need a little break.
Yeah, I had no idea what happened, but I knew it felt good, and I knew it scared me just enough to where I didn't want to do it again for another week.
No, man,
it's probably like 3 weeks later.
Yeah, I figured it out way too early.
Yeah,
that's what's wrong with me now.
Yeah,
I was masturbating to the Sears tool ads and shit.
Dude, some of the shit that I fucking waxed it to, man, is so embarrassing.
I had a Lizzie McGuire poster on my wall growing up, and I used that a lot. In hindsight, it was not very good material.
Yeah.
Then I started stealing the porno mags from my dad's car lot.
Oh, that's way better.
It was really good.
Yeah, I had a Britney Spears poster. I was like the first 2 times.
Mm-hmm.
That poor poster. She saw some awful things in there.
I had a Fight Club poster in the basement that I would use sometimes. Just to test me.
Yeah.
Just to test to see what I liked and shit.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. And Zack, he would not shy away from becoming a father. He faced it head on. He said, I'm going to be a good dad. I'm going to take care of my family. Instead of shying away, he welcomed the birth of his first son, Jackson, and he made a choice. He felt like it was a very important decision for he and his family. He joined the Army. He went in the military to try and create a better life for his wife that was 10 years older than him and his newly born son. Zachary Bowen, he was a war hero. While serving as a military policeman in Kosovo and Iraq, he earned numerous awards for his bravery. Zack had moved to New Orleans in the mid-90s, leaving only to go to Iraq and returning after completing his tour of duty. He and Lana did have one additional child while he was in the military. A beer burp locked up big time, dude. It was known that he experienced hardship and trauma during his tours in Iraq. He made a friend with a girl in Iraq, and her family's store ended up being bombed. She, along with her family, were killed in the bombing. Oof. Though Zack's CO recommended he be honorably discharged after his service, he was given only a general discharge and thus lost all his health benefits, which deeply upset him. And I didn't know that. I either thought you were dishonorably discharged or honorably discharged.
Yeah.
I never knew there was a general discharge.
Yeah.
Which I understand is almost as bad as a dishonorable discharge. It's a black eye on your record, man. It's something hard to get past.
Where does it compare to female discharge?
I fucking love that shit, dude.
Yeah, I didn't know there was I didn't know there was anything in between. I didn't know there was a middle ground.
Yeah, I didn't know that either, but apparently that's how Zack was discharged from the military, was a general discharge. After coming home from the military, something had changed. He was a much different person than before he joined the military, and things no longer clicked with the woman that was 10 years his elder.
Oh.
And there wasn't a whole lot to read into their split. She just said that when he came home, he was a lot to deal with. He was a ball of nerves. Understandable. A lot of those brave soldiers that went to Iraq and Afghanistan, they left with minimal baggage, and they came back with a lot of mental anguish, and just to see things that it's our generation's, World War II or Vietnam, just bad shit. And I hate that anybody had to go through that. But he had a bit of a plan for when he returned. They did go through their divorce, and he returned to what he knew best, which was bartending, slinging drinks.
Hell yeah!
1 ounce traveler's pour, 2 ounce house pour. He knew what was going on, man. And this time, he was not working on Bourbon Street. He was up in the French Quarter.
Okay.
Which I don't know if those are the same place or not. Bourbon Street and the French Quarter.
I think it's very similar. I think it's right there. It's a little. I think it's like a block over.
Okay.
Give or take.
Now when he was bartending, he met another woman.
Huh.
This woman was not 10 years his elder. This woman was about the same age as him.
Okay.
But she was a wild, wild bitch, dude. Her name was Addie Hall. She was absolute firecracker, dude. This is one of those whirlwind kind of loves where you just fall madly. Just kind of everything is so emotionally charged. There was an element of drug abuse and alcoholism that they shared. They bonded over their habits, over their bad habits. She was a very artistic person. She was into poetry, dancing, artistry. She was a seamstress.
Hell yeah.
She was what some would say she was a bohemian.
Ooh.
She practiced that way of life, which I read into that bohemian lifestyle. And it just kind of reminds me of a hippie, just kind of a free love about creation and arts, all about stinking, not shaving your armpits and shit.
Yeah, that's kind of what I imagine whenever I hear that word. I just think of hippies.
What do you think about... Never mind.
No, let's go. Let's fucking do it. If you're going to do it, let's do it.
There's a movement with, some men shave their armpits. Some men don't. I don't shave my armpit. I don't really need to, man. I don't grow much hair. But it's kind of, an expectation here in America that women shave their armpits.
Right.
Now, I'm not saying that's right or wrong if you don't shave your armpits, whatever. But it seems like it's more and more, I get on social media, it's just women showing off their armpits.
Yeah.
Their hairy armpits.
I'm not a fan. I mean, it doesn't matter what I'm a fan of or what I'm not a fan of. It is like, you do your own thing, baby girl, but I don't like it. But once again, like I said,
I think I can get used to it in a pinch.
No.
I don't know.
No. Do what you want with your own body. I
remember one time when I was a kid, we went to the pool with a bunch of friends. I was probably 9 or 10, and there was, probably 6, 7, 8 of us that were all buddies, and all of our moms took us to the pool. I think it was Castle Hills right over here by my house. But the moms, they said, "Boys, we're gonna lay out, and you guys just play in the water. Here's the coolers. Come and go as you please. Leave us alone. We're gonna be laying out, chit-chatting, being fucking chicken heads, barking at each other." I said, "See you later." Well, it wasn't long. I needed a sandwich. I need a little bologna on cheese.
Need a Sammy.
I doubled back, and the cooler was next to my friend's mom. And I walked up, and she's just, got her hands. She's in one of those lean back, those pool chairs that got the straps.
Yeah. Yep.
She's laid back. and I looked at her crotch, dude, and there was just fucking pussy hairs.
Just angry.
Hanging out the side of the crotch, man. Just so much puss hair hanging out.
Yeah, man, that was the style then, man.
So then I said, what the fuck is that?
That was the style.
And she...
Can I pet your doggy?
She put her hands up over her eyes. She said, you need me to get you something? And here I am staring at her old bestie puss. I want to be like, God damn, you tucked that shit in? Tuck that shit into your crotch. I said, I'm just getting a sandwich. I said, all right. So she then closed her eyes, put her head back. So then I went down the line. I started doing roll call. I started looking at all their pusses except for my mom's. I didn't care about that one. Every one of them had big fucking stinky hair hanging out the sides of the fucking...
Hell yeah, man.
The crotch bottoms there. The
Had them grippers.
Like,
that fuzz gripper.
Fucking krakens, dude, trying to crawl out of their britches. Every single one of them.
Oh, shit.
And I just want to say, what the fuck is wrong with you? I was only 9 or 10.
I think you're crowning.
So I went back and I jumped in the pool, and my buddy, which we went to, I think he went to school with him for a little bit, but he moved away when we were younger. And I jumped in the water, and he's like, what took you so long? I was like, your mom's got a bunch of hair hanging out of her crotch. I told him when I jumped in the water. His little brother swam up. He's a year younger than us. Mm-hmm. He's like, what'd you say? And he looked over his little brother. He's like, mom's got a bunch of hair hanging out of her bikini by her crotch. And they got out of the pool and they went up there and they looked at their mom's crotch.
That's so weird. They're just studying
They thought I was lying, dude. I wasn't lying, buddy. That thing was gnarly. And they jumped back in the water. And I said, what'd I tell you? They said, yeah, that's pretty gross, man. Pretty gross.
Oh, man. Oh, the 90s.
Yeah, buddy.
What a fun place. Oh, don't take me back.
That would have been like 96. 95, 96.
Yeah.
Hairy ass pussies on them, dude.
Man.
I saw this woman a couple months ago at the pizza parlor down the street here. And I wanted to say, hey, you ever fucking get around to knocking the fucking hair off that thing or what?
Took a weed eater to that bad dude.
I remember summer of 95 down there at Castle Hills. You were laid back.
Shit was loud and proud, doggy.
It was gray then. I wonder what color it is now. Silver.
Yeah, silver fox.
Oh, God. Now back to Addie Hall and Zack Bowen. They were both slobbering, rowdy ass drunks. She was actually a diagnosed bipolar, and according to many of her friends, Addie struggled with undiagnosed bipolar disorder. She was also known to get very aggressive and nasty towards her friends after having too many drinks.
Ooh.
And I just love hanging out with people like that who drink and they just become completely unmanageable and evil and mean. They're the absolute best to hang out with, man.
Super fun.
I love. And if you've ever been like that in front of me and you're thinking back like, oh, ever since he's seen me drunk, he won't hang out with me anymore. Well, there's probably a pretty good chance that I don't like the way you act when you're drunk. Mm-hmm. I don't fucking like taking care of people that aren't my children. If my kids want to drink, sure, I'll give them a drink and I'll take care of them. But as for adults, I don't want to take care of you.
Yeah, gotta kind of know your limits, man.
Gotta know your limits. And I'm good. You and I are both good at.
Yep.
Although, last time you and I went out, I pushed my limits a little bit.
You're on the edge.
But I was good though.
But
I wasn't being destructive. I wasn't being.
You weren't mean.
Fun loving.
You didn't hit me or anything.
But together, these two, they just drank way too much, man. They partied, and she was living this bohemian lifestyle, but she had some demons that were buried deep within her as well that she was fighting with. And just like the love brewing between these two, there was another concoction brewing someplace else. A giant fucking storm was brewing in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean named Hurricane Katrina.
Oh, shit.
And if you think back to 2006, I remember Hurricane Katrina. Mm-hmm. It rocked the coast there.
Yeah, it did.
It made it all the way up here to Ohio, and it knocked out all the power here in Ohio. I was the only house. We were the only block on in my area that we maintained power through all of it. Mm-hmm. I had people I'd never even met before come to my house to curl their hair. You know, and that scene in Forrest Gump, he's like, we had people coming and living out of their hat cases and suitcases.
Yeah.
That's what my house was like for a couple weeks, man. I had all kinds of people. I had fucking randos showing up.
Yeah.
Can I take a shower? fucking dog bites, but yeah, I guess.
Yeah, that one was a big deal. I remember that, and I remember El Nino. That was another big bad motherfucker.
El Nino?
Hell yeah.
When was that?
I think it was before Katrina.
Yeah, it was. El Nino's a storm though. It wasn't like a.
I remember when it happened. It was probably late 90s.
Okay.
And it fucked the shit up. Yeah, because I remember there's a newer one.
Yeah.
The El Nino one's fucking tearing it up.
I don't know what an El Nino is. It's a little storm.
I think it's a baby. That's what it's called. El Nino. Yeah. La Nina. Let's see here.
You're looking it up?
Yeah, I am.
What an El Nino is?
Yep.
It's
means a little boy.
It does.
It also means a badass fucking storm, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah. Well, with Hurricane Katrina, they had not really, the two, Zack and Addie, they hadn't really been together that long when this hurricane was barreling towards the coast. But the U.S. government and the National Weather Service, they knew a bad hurricane was inevitable. There was evacuation orders issued for all of New Orleans, and Zack was faced with a tough choice to make. He could either evacuate the city with his ex-wife and his children, whom had invited him to come along, or he could choose to stay behind and weather the storm with Addie, because she had offered for him to come and stay in her apartment and wait out the storm with her. So he erred in the side of pussy, and he stayed with his new little toy, Addie. He stayed behind with her, and they decided they were just going to stay in the apartment, and they're going to wait out this fucking hurricane, man. And then of all the hurricanes to wait out, to try and just sit through, it's hard to really quantify the destruction that was inflicted by Hurricane Katrina. I mean, it leveled so many areas in the New Orleans area.
Yeah, it was really wild, because like I said, for it to affect us inland, like it's crazy, man. It was a big old bastard.
Yeah, it was. And to this day, the remnants, there's still areas that are fucking.
Oh God!
It says Hurricane Katrina is the costliest storm on record. It cost
almost $200 billion. It's
$192.5 billion was the damage caused by Hurricane Katrina. The total cost for the last 5 years, One second. It looks like after it's all said and done, Hurricane Katrina has cost $742 billion.
Damn. Go down to that one right there, the one that says most expensive natural disasters in the U.S. as of 2022. Is that the leading one? Yeah, it's a leading.
Yeah.
And then Hurricane
Harvey, Hurricane Ivan, 2022. Yeah, so Hurricane Katrina, it was a bad bitch, man. It really took its toll on that area down there. But they waited it out. His ex-wife called him immature and reckless for staying behind when he could have just evacuated with her and the kids and been done with it, but he stayed behind. Zack wanted to stay with Addie, and they wanted to wait the storm out together, so that's what they did. And they lived through the storm. They made it through, and after the storm passed, Addie and Zack emerged from the darkness and the destruction, but survive they ultimately did. There was a small community that stayed behind, and they all kind of bounded. They kind of stuck together over the struggles they faced in the aftermath. They had no power. They had no running water. They had no heat. They had no air conditioning. They had limited resources. Ooh. But this small community of people that say, hey, we're going to stay behind and we're going to look out for one another. That's what they did. They stuck together. But I guess what was odd about this couple is they enjoyed, Zack and Addie, they enjoyed the struggle. Seemingly, they liked this post-apocalyptic lifestyle, this kind of roughing it lifestyle, but it kind of went in conjunction with that bohemian lifestyle, kind of living off the land, no rules, no law. That's kind of how they enjoyed it to begin with. The couple would go into abandoned bars to gather alcohol and make cocktails right outside of their apartment for others in exchange for food and water. They would light debris and mattresses on fire in the street to cook and stay warm at dusk. Nothing like a fucking juicy ass steak cooked over an old fucking waterlogged mattress. It's so
fucking
gross.
Delicious.
Can you get that bed bug out of my pork chop? Man, everyone that was left behind in New Orleans was having a camping trip in their own city. And that's what Addie and Zack, that's what they love so much. But Addie, you'll remember what her job was before she was a bartender. That was his first wife. Addie was not a stripper. But Addie was actually a little better known for something else. So they were kind of the local media had latched onto them and kind of in a feel-good way. Hey, there was these people that stuck out the storm, and they're just kind of roughing it. And the local newspapers and stuff love talking to them and shit. Well, every time you ever feel like the police aren't driving by your house enough, I'll see crazy shit happen around my house, and I'll say, man, fucking cops don't ever drive by around here. Zack and Addie didn't have that problem, even during the storm, because every time the police would drive by, Addie would go outside and she would show her tits to the police officers driving by.
Hell yeah, buddy.
So then they would receive a steady stream of police officers that would continuously drive on by.
Nice.
Because they knew if they drove by, that Addie would come outside and just start shaking her wonkers at them.
So that's
start shaking them bad dudes.
That's a good plan, I mean.
But they really... That's what they were known for. That's what she was known for.
Just beating them taters together.
Yeah, dude. Just flopping those nipples around. I don't know if she had nipples or not. I didn't actually see the breasts, so it'd be hard for me to say if she had nipples or...
What if her tits were nothing but nipple? There was no tit to them.
I think those
just a
are
big
fun,
nipple.
man. I think those are fun. I think there's a lot of fun. People out there like that.
I'm not talking about areola. I'm talking about just a nipple.
Oh, giant.
Just one big nipple.
Just one big tic tac.
Yeah, or two big nipples. Two protrusions.
Yeah, I've seen those in some fucking gay groups, some of those grinder groups and shit.
Fucking send me that link.
Yeah. In the local media, they caught on to these guys and they fell in love with them.
Mm-hmm.
They thought it was awesome. They stayed behind, and people were describing them in the media and around town as the king and queen of the Hurricane Katrina survivalists.
Hell yeah, dude.
There was a lot of newspaper articles about them and things. This did nothing but make their love for one another even hotter, buddy. You know, this newfound whirlwind is living off the land, burning mattresses in the road, stealing alcohol, pillaging all these fucking grocery stores.
Nice.
Living this lawless lifestyle. And you would learn to bond living like that with no water and electricity, kind of having to maintain the simplest of things for just to keep one another alive.
I feel like nothing can bring two hearts closer than bonding over a burning mattress. Cooking squirrel and possum.
I wonder what my mattress would smell like if I burned it. I bet you her side would smell pretty cool. My side would smell really bad.
Yeah. How many dead farts are trapped in that you're going to be cooking?
I wasn't feeling good today, and I got in bed last night and I farted.
Yeah.
And she's like, Jesus fucking Christ, Nick. And it was bad, but I was upset. My stomach was all fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
She got out of bed and went to the couch.
Oh,
It
man.
stunk so bad.
That's pretty bad.
And I said to myself when I closed my eyes, she'll be back. She always comes back. And you know what? She came back.
Well, what do you know?
She came right back in.
Just had to let that storm pass.
Yep. Came right on back. But this lifestyle, what they were doing, the burning shit in the street, eating raccoons, all that stuff, that was completely unsustainable. Breaking into bars, taking food, that stuff, it wasn't going to happen forever. And just like we know, the city of New Orleans, it was rebuilt, it was revitalized, it got up before the 10 count, and it came back roaring. New Orleans is a hopping place to this day, 2023. almost 20 years later, it is a fucking, it's a mecca, dude. It's an awesome spot, and it bounced back.
It's cool because like whenever we went and visited, we did like this tour, and they showed like certain sections of the town where you can see where the water line was from the hurricane and how high up the water got. And it was crazy. Yeah,
man, it's wild.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Some of those neighborhoods are still just piles of rubble.
Yeah,
that's unfortunately it's gonna be like that for years to come. And even the tornado that rolled through here a few years ago.
Oh yeah,
you go over in certain parts of Dayton,
like where we grew up, it's like a fucking ghost town now.
You can still follow the path of the tornado. You can see exactly where it went. You can see exactly what was destroyed. You can still follow the precise path of. There was multiple tornadoes that night, but you can still follow. I call it. It's kind of sick and morbid. I'm obsessed with weather, thunderstorms and tornadoes and hurricanes. I get off on tornadoes and shit, dude. I'm not scared of them. I got insurance. Fuck my shit up. I hope that it never happens, but I'm just probably if I could go back and redo it all again, I'd be a storm chaser or something like that. Just because
pretty cool.
I love tornadoes and hurricanes, and I don't know, just something about it, man. It's kind of weird.
I get it. I mean, it's anything like that's kind of morbid and like it's just seeing like the raw power of what nature can do.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it is.
And it's something you just don't really think about. You know what I mean?
Tornado's got some motherfucking horsepower in it, dude.
It's just crazy that it can do that.
Mm-hmm. And with New Orleans bouncing back, rebuilding, all that, Addie and Zack, they were not ready to face the music, man. Rent, bills, the daily grind. It was all coming back, and it was a lifestyle that they were going to have to adjust to because they'd pretty much been living like outlaws for several months here. And when all those people started coming back and the lights came back on, life wasn't sitting still for Addie and Zack any longer. And Zack, he kind of just, he quit co-parenting his kids who, I think what had actually happened is his ex-wife was 10 years older than him. Mm-hmm. She had matured, and Zack never really, he was dealing with some PTSD from the military. He was obsessed with this newfound girlfriend, and he kind of given away all of his responsibilities whenever Hurricane Katrina came through. But then ultimately, he kind of quit co-parenting with his wife and quit seeing the kids and didn't really want to be a part of their lives anymore. And Addie, she was completely frustrated by all this, that not only did she have to deal with Zack, but she had to deal with all of Zack's baggage. And the fact that she was dealing with Zack's baggage, it made her very resentful. It made their relationship toxic because she did love Zack. She fucking hated what came along with Zack. And she was not willing to make the sacrifices it took to be what it would need, I guess, to make that situation work.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Working out, man. Their relationship was not healthy. They were completely relying upon cocaine and alcohol, and that was a part of their everyday life. The constant booger sugar, probably drinking Bud Light, dude. Which you know how I feel about Bud Light. Mm-hmm. It's fucking whatever, man. Oh, dude. I was arguing with some guy at work, and he's talking about, Modelo's the number one beer in the world now. And Modelo is owned by Anheuser-Busch in every country in the world except for America. So you can drink Modelo all you want, buddy. You're still supporting the fucking. You're still doing what you don't want to do.
I saw this meme today of it was a Bud Light mini fridge, and they posted on the marketplace, and it said gay mini fridge. I'm like, hell yeah, dude! Like, I'd buy it right now.
Oh man, I don't get it, man. I'm glad the aliens are back because I'm tired of hearing about Bud Light and Target and.
Yeah, I'm ready for this planet to just get destroyed.
Fucking wipe us out, man.
Fucking death ray us already.
I hate Target too. I hated Bud Light and I hated Target, so just I sound like I just what am I, a bigot and a misogynist and all this bad trans. I sound like I'm anti all this stuff, but I never liked this shit to begin with. I mean, I feel like I like Bud Light a little more now, just because I don't know.
Yeah, I just don't fucking care.
It just irritates me when someone.
Is it the whole like getting the shit pushed down your throat type thing? I could get that.
What aggravates me is I can fucking get in my car and I can drive to the gas station.
Yeah.
I can get water. I can get Gatorade. I can get Coors Light. I can get Bud Light. I can get fucking Wild Irish Rose.
Hell yeah.
I can get those little Coca-Cola flavored gummies.
Yeah.
Those are delicious.
Uh-huh.
I can get all those things. I have choices. And for the same reason that these guys are getting mad, you have these freedoms to go. Like,
right. Nobody's making you
force it down my goddamn throat. Well, fucking deactivate your Facebook and turn the TV off and go out back and build a fucking shed or something.
Right. And let's be honest. I mean, if you're drinking Bud Light, there's a million other light beers that taste exactly like it.
I guess is what it stands for. Which, and I don't like things having. I don't like having things force fed down my throat either. But
who cares what it stands for? I mean,
but you just gotta be, big enough to say shut the fuck up. If someone comes to my door and says, I want to tell you about Jesus Christ, and I say, I'm good, buddy. And they say, no, but you need to listen to me right now. And I say, oh, wow. No, I don't, but thank you. And they'll say, well, while I got you here, I am going to tell you about this. And I'll say, shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear about it. Mm-hmm. But I don't need to go protest the Bible or some shit like that. Or,
yeah.
We all have choices. And
just
because you don't like something doesn't mean you be fucking hateful towards people, man. I get that. There's a lot of nice people out there.
Yeah.
A lot of nice people. With a lot to contribute towards the world.
Yeah. And I mean, the big thing is like you had all these people that were going crazy about it, but what you don't realize is that any other real beer that you drink, I mean, those places are going to not necessarily broadcast it, but they're going to be contributing to just the betterment of humanity themselves as well.
It is a good business model to be
inclusive
to everyone.
Yeah.
Because if I got this fucking potato smasher and I say this is only for dudes in raised trucks, drink Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
And I made fucking sweet idea, dude. But if the only market I got are dudes in raised trucks and Mountain Dews, well, while they are there, I'm going to have a lot bigger market if I say, boys in the trucks, you're welcome. Boys with wieners that don't like that wiener, you're welcome too. Women that like women, you're welcome here. Green people, yellow people, purple people, everyone is welcome to partake in this potato smasher right here.
Mm-hmm.
That's a better business model.
For sure. Yeah, definitely.
But you got to play to your crowd too. If 99% of your fucking crowd is dudes in raised trucks drinking Mountain Dew, it's probably not in your best interest to be like, this potato crusher. You know what I mean? It's you just got to play to your market. But the Brohio podcast, we love everybody. Fucking just want to fuck the shit out of every single one of you. Thanks for being here. We love you so much. And I'm sorry if you are in one of those groups that's being targeted and you feel like you have no space to breathe, no place to live in the world. Well, you can live here. Fly your flag. Come be with us.
Hell yeah.
Come on the cruise. Stay in my room with me.
Plot your flag outside of your door. We'll find you.
BrohioPodcast.com/cruise.
That's fucking hot.
Yeah. We'll name the cruise whatever you want.
Yeah.
Fucking, yeah. Okay, so according to their friends, the couple, they were always breaking up and getting back together. It was a toxic carousel between the two, almost to the point whenever the friends would come around, they didn't know if they were together or broken up. They just were never able.
That's healthy as fuck.
Never able to tell. And they were just always at each other's throats, man. Their fights were becoming pretty violent, and they took turns beating the shit out of one another. This was not a one-way street. Zack would beat her ass. In turn, Addie would beat his ass. It was a back and forth like no other, man.
That's so hot.
Like fucking Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 6. I don't know. I think that was WrestleMania 6. No. Hold on a second. That's going to bother me now. I meant to say Stone Cold and Shawn Michaels, WrestleMania 6. Oh, 6 was Ultimate Warrior and Hulk Hogan. Was it 9? WrestleMania 9. No, that was the one outside.
Oh, yeah.
That's when Hulk Hogan had the black eye.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Yep. WrestleMania 13.
13 was a good one.
That was Bret Hart versus...
Shawn Michaels, wasn't it?
No, Bret Hart versus Stone Cold where he bled out.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
15 was...
Oh, yeah.
Oh, fuck.
We know which one 17 is. I mean, you know it's not 17.
No.
That's the greatest WrestleMania ever.
Debatable, but yeah.
But not.
WrestleMania 10 was Razor Ramon, Shawn Michaels in the...
I think 19 was pretty good too, wasn't it? Was that Stone Cold and The Rock?
I think it was.
19? Yeah.
Yep.
That was the heel turn, wasn't it?
I kind of wasn't watching that much then, honestly.
I think it was the heel turn.
When we were in high school, I didn't watch very much.
Good times.
Let me get back. Let me find out where I'm at here. Yeah. So with these fights becoming increasingly more violent, it finally hit the point of no return, and Zack wanted to break up for good. Addie was not one for this plan. She begged and pleaded, and she offered something that worked for him before, and she knew it might work again, and he knew it might work again. She offered a fresh start. Addie asked Zack if he wanted a fresh start and to move back in with her in her new apartment on 826 North Rampart.
Hell yeah.
And he agreed. This apartment was actually above the Voodoo Spiritual Temple. It was all in one building.
Fucking hot, dude.
Now, Zack said, all right, once before it worked for me. Let's try it again. He moved back in with Addie to this apartment. He paid 2 months worth of rent, and the apartment was put in both of their names. Within only a few days of him moving in, Addie went to the landlord, had the apartment put in her name, and then doubled back and immediately kicked Zack out of the apartment after he had paid his first 2 months of rent.
Oh, shit.
This frustration that he had been feeling, Zachary, completely boiled over at this point. And when I say boil over, boy, do I mean boil over. At around 1 o'clock a.m. on Thursday, October 5th, 2006, Zack strangled his girlfriend, Addie Hall, to death.
Oh, man.
In a drunken stupor, he fell asleep next to her corpse on the futon, committed necrophilia, which if you don't know what that is, that's when you get the food out of the fridge and it's cold and you still eat it anyways.
Ooh.
And he got up the next day and he went to work and left her fucking dead body there in the apartment. His coworkers remember him acting out of sorts, wearing sunglasses and a hat and becoming very quiet. Remember, he's a bartender, so he wears sunglasses. A little fucking weird. Over the next several days, Zack cut up Addie's body in their bathtub with a hacksaw and a knife and dispersed the pieces of her corpse into and on top of the stove for cooking, as well as in the refrigerator. So when I said it boiled over, buddy, it boiled over.
Yeah.
He gave her decapitated head a haircut and placed her head inside of a pot on the front of the stove.
Damn.
He placed her small feet and hands inside of another pot on the back burner of the stove, her legs and arms in a roasting pan inside the oven, and finally her torso in a black plastic trash bag in the fridge to be dealt with later. Apparently his intentions were to separate bone from flesh as a means to more easily handle the disposing of her body. Remember that one episode we did where the guy was killing everybody? He was just flushing them all down the toilet.
Yeah. Yep.
The landlord said, hey, man, the plumbing's getting a little fucked up around here.
Like, what's going on?
Yeah. It was later noted that the limbs of Addie appeared to be seasoned, and there were diced potatoes and carrots found on the counter next to the stove. Zack ended up spending 4 days with the murdered and dismembered body of his girlfriend. They were never able to confirm whether he participated in cannibalism, but it sure looks like he was set up in that direction.
That's what it sounds like to me.
Sometimes when you're really revved up, you get the jacking off and you're just so hot and turned on, you say, hey, I'm going to taste my cum after I'm done jacking off. And then you finally blow, and you're like, I'm a disgusting fucking pig. I'm not going to taste it.
Definitely not going to do that.
I'm not going to eat my own tongue. I think that's what this guy here, he's fucking her dead body, doing some little necrophilia, and he gets so revved up. So I'm going to season this meat up. I'm going to turn this bitch into a sandwich.
Ooh.
Got all revved up. And push came to shove. He said, no. Maybe, he probably tried to talk himself into it a little bit. I'm going to put some peas and carrots and celery sticks in this bitch. See if I can maybe make it look like a pot roast.
Okay.
I will tear the ass out of a pot roast.
I do like pot roast, man.
I put steak sauce on my pot roast. A1 steak sauce.
Really?
Beef, baby.
I mean, I know it's beef, but
you like it? You like A1?
I do like A1, yeah.
Shit, dude.
Yeah.
It's not good I don't like actually putting A1 on steak. Because I like a good steak, and you kind of ruin it when you put A1 on.
Yeah. I don't use it, but I do like it.
A1 goes good on like cheesesteak sandwiches.
That sounds good.
Yep. Goes good on pot roast. Goes good with steak fries.
Oh yeah, steak fries. It's really good.
Oh.
Yeah, I fuck with that.
God. After the murder, Zack Bowen spent some time in the apartment writing messages on the walls in spray paint and penning a 5-page suicide note. When he wasn't there, he was out drinking, getting strippers, and doing drugs with his friends. All of this was evidently an effort to numb the shock of what he had done, as evidenced by what he wrote and eventually did. Eventually, Zack would come to realize what he'd done. He went into overdrive by spending thousands of dollars going to strip clubs, drinking, doing drugs, and sleeping with multiple prostitutes and women. And in his suicide note, he wrote, quote, "I've known for forever how horrible of a person I am. Ask anyone. And decided to quit my job and spend the $1,500 cash I had being happy until I killed myself. So that's what I did. Good food, good drugs, good strippers, good friends, and any loose ends I may have had. I didn't contact any of my family, so that'll explain the shock, and had a fantastic time living out my days. This is not accidental. I had to take my own life to pay for the one I took. If you send a patrol car to 826 North Rampart, you'll find the dismembered corpse of my girlfriend, Addie, in the oven, on the stove, and in the fridge, and a full signed confession from myself, Zack Bowen. Today is Monday, the 16th of October, 2 a.m. I killed her at 1 a.m., Thursday, October 5th. I very calmly strangled her. It was very quick. Halfway through the task, I stopped and thought about what I was doing. The decision to halt the first idea and move to plan B, the crime scene you're now in, came after a while. I scared myself not by the action of calmly strangling the woman I'd loved for 1.5 years and then desecrating her body, but by my entire lack of remorse. I didn't contact any of my family, so that explained the shock. It's just about time now, what he went on to say. On October 17th, 2006, this is around 10 or 11 days after he actually committed the murder, police received a disturbing phone call from the Omni Royal Orleans Hotel stating that a body had been found on the roof of the parking garage. It was clear that the man had either jumped or fallen to his death. He was identified by his army dog tags that were draped around his neck as Zack Bowen. In his pocket was a note, the one I just read to you, with the address of the apartment and instructions on where to find documentation on both of them, as well as his full confession. That suicide note was in his pocket. Police sped to the scene and were confronted by one of the worst crime scenes that they had ever seen, and one they would never be able to forget. In order to prevent Addie's remains from decomposing slower and not smelling, the temperature in the apartment was turned down to 60 degrees Fahrenheit. The police said the temperature felt similar to a meat locker. The bathroom was cleaned of Addie's blood, and Zack spray painted his thoughts across the walls throughout his apartment with statements such as, "I love her," "I'm a total failure," "Look in the oven." He also spray painted Lana's contact information so the police could call and break the news to her, which was his ex-wife. Tenants of the apartment above the temple since the horrific tragedies of 2006 have experienced some paranormal activity.
Oh, man.
Feelings of being watched, voices, and walls pressing in have all been reported at the location of this fucking gruesome ass murder. The building is currently being leased by another voodoo priestess who has turned it into a museum of the paranormal, and they offer tours of the apartment where Addie and Zack called home and where he desecrated, chopped up her corpse, and cooked it on the stove.
Damn.
So you can go there this day. You can take a tour. And that is the whirlwind love of Zack Bowen and Addie Hall, the Hurricane Murders.
Romantic.
Hot, passionate.
Now I want some roast beef.
Some
some pot roast.
Tell you what, dude, this Arby's down the street here.
Mm-hmm.
I've almost fought the employees there on multiple occasions.
Right, yeah. I mean, that's typically at an Arby's is what you do.
Someone went through the drive-thru and they got their food home and they looked in the bag and there was a bag of marijuana in there. And they went on the local Facebook group here and said, "Oh my God, I found fucking weed in my Arby's bag." Sounds like they're doing you a favor, honestly. And that Arby's shut down for a few days, but now they're back. They're back. They're back in business, and the customer service has really took about 12 steps up, man. It's a good place to get some roast beef now. They take good care of you.
Yeah, at least they hand out weed anymore, though.
I know. I'm just trying to get some of that, man. Put some of that in my Jamocha shake. You feel me?
Right. I feel you, dude.
You ever have a Jamocha shake?
They're fucking delicious.
What about their orange creamsicle ones?
Pretty good. I like orange cream stuff. Like, I got one of those not too long ago, and it was really good for like the first half, and then I realized like this is way too much. Because their sizes are huge.
Yeah, they're big.
You get a large from there, and it's like two of Walmart's. two of McDonald's larges.
Oh,
it's like, fuck, these things are huge. But yeah, halfway through, I was like, I'm fucking sick of this thing.
You get stomach problems from ice cream?
A little bit. just a little bit. My wife, it's bad. It fucks her up.
My brother said he eats ice cream and he can shit through a screen door and it's not touch a wire.
Yeah.
Which is fucking gross in itself.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't believe him. I said, there's no way that you could just eat a bowl of ice cream and almost die. So we were at one of the family gatherings. It was Thanksgiving, I think. And somebody made an ice cream cake.
Delicious. The best cake to eat.
A caramel. It was like a caramel Rice Krispie.
Oh man.
Base.
Yeah.
With caramel and whatever.
Yeah. I don't fuck with cake, but ice cream cakes. Oh, dude, they're so good.
And I told my brother, I said, "Eat a piece of this because I want to see what it does to you." He said, "No, I'll fucking die. I can't eat it." And I said, "You're a goddamn liar." He said, "I will eat it. But then you have to follow me to the bathroom and you have to stand outside the door and listen."
Fuck yeah, dude. Sign me up.
I said, "Are you threatening me or what?" So he said, "Dish me up a piece of that." So I cut him off a piece the size of a hubcap and I brought it to him. He said, "This is way too much." Said he's not lactose intolerant, but
you want the full effect though.
The dude, he lives off the yellow diet. He only eats chicken nuggets and beer.
Drinks Mountain Dew.
Anything outside of French fries, nuggies, and beer, his body can't handle it.
Yeah.
So we ate the fucking cake, and it was probably 40 minutes. And he stood up, didn't say a word. He didn't fucking look at anybody. He just stood up and he slapped me on the shoulder.
Come on, buddy.
And I stood outside the bathroom of my aunt's hallway.
Oh.
And motherfucker blew it to smithereens. It sounded like he had worms.
Yeah.
God, dude.
Yeah, it doesn't affect me like that. I mean,
oh my God.
It passes. It'll pass through.
He was in
quickly,
agony.
but not like that. It's not bad. Like it's not that bad.
Yeah. What about like a big glass of milk? Will that get you too?
No.
You like milk?
I love milk. Yeah.
Well, milk and Oreos.
Oh, dude, so good. Yeah.
I'll pour a big old glass of milk and I'll take a sleeve of Oreos and just fucking dump them in the cup and walk away for 10 minutes.
Dude, there was one time, it was probably last year that I did that same thing. I always buy double stuffed because I don't fuck with normal Oreos because they're dog shit. Always double stuffed. But dude, I sat there and I ate one sleeve and I was like, man, I still got a lot of milk left. Went back, got some more. I finished almost the entire carton of Oreos.
Yeah.
The next day, my shit was black. Dude, it looked like I shit an Oreo cookie.
How awesome. Like, when you're done eating the Oreos, though, and you still got all that milk left, and then you just chug that cold-ass glass of milk with
cold, chunky milk.
Remnants of Oreos in it.
Yeah, it's good, man.
Cutting your throat up.
It's good, man. It hits. It hits differently.
God, man.
Yeah.
We should start a fucking support group where we just find people that just want to eat Oreos together.
Yeah, it's like the same thing with like drinking the milk after you eat cereal.
Oh, yeah.
The cereal milk. It just hits, man.
I don't put a lot of milk in my cereal, though.
I do. I have I'll put my cereal in the bowl and I'll fill it up until the cereal gets starts floating up to the top. Once it hits the top, then I'm good.
As soon as I see it lift a little, then I cut it off.
Oh yeah, see,
I want to have to stick my spoon down there and stir it around in order to get my cereal wet.
I like to have enough to where I can take my spoon and just push it down into the fucking milk.
See, now my wife,
about half of the bowl is milk for me.
This is a constant battle in my house. She pours cereal for the kids.
Mm-hmm.
You know, serving size is a cup or something like that.
Yeah.
This would be the equivalent of like you and I did a hefty ass bong rip and then said, I'm going to fucking pour some cereal, man.
Yeah.
That's how she pours cereal for these kids. And they take like 10 bites and they'll throw away a half a box.
Oh, that sucks.
And I've talked about it before. We don't have a garbage disposal.
Uh-huh.
So she's trained the kids to dump the cereal in the toilet.
Yeah.
Unbeknownst to me, I'll go in there and let the toilet seat. I'm like, mother of fucking Christ.
Did someone die?
Yeah. Call the paramedics, man. You have not truly been caught off guard until you've seen a toilet full of Cocoa Krispies.
Oh yeah, it expands and it gets huge. And
it looks like a big old chalky ass, like a fucking fibrous shit.
Yeah, I've seen them. I've seen like the cereal whenever like people try to dump it down the sink and like, but it kind of clogs it up, so it just sits in there its own like cereal water.
Yeah,
and that swells up, so I can only imagine what it looks like in the toilet.
Bad news, man.
Especially if it's something like Lucky Charms, where there's like the wheat pieces and then there's the marshmallows.
Yeah,
oh, that's rough.
I rewired my entire garage.
I saw that, man. It looks good. Yeah,
I think next I'll probably rig up a garbage disposal. Figure that out.
It's worth it.
I'm kind of never mind. This stupid.
Hell yeah, man.
All right. Well, thanks for listening to this episode, guys. We'll be back with you soon. Maybe we'll hit up a little Battlefield of Love middle week this week.
Yeah. Let's do it, man.
If you have any Battlefield of Love questions, you can go to brohiopodcast.com/love for an anonymous submission link. Or send us an email, brohiopodcast@gmail.com. Use the subject line, Battlefield of Love, Battlefield of Cum, just Battlefield something.
Yeah. Extra sexy.
Extra squishy.
Oh, yeah.
We'd love to hear your guys' questions, stories, anecdotes.
Sure.
Bring them on! All right, guys, until next time, we're the Bros of Brohio.
All right, I love you guys.